Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're unpacking a truly fascinating economic phenomenon. Have you ever actually wondered how money physically moves through an economy? Because, it's not static. It doesn't just sit there. It behaves much more like a wave. So today, we are going to explore the ripple effect of income and employment, and really decode how a single financial drop can create an absolutely massive economic splash.
Right off the bat, here's the central mystery we are going to solve together today. How exactly can a 100 crore rupee investment mysteriously transform into 500 crore rupees of total wealth for a nation? Honestly, it sounds almost like magic, right? But I promise you, it's not. It is pure, logical macroeconomic mechanics at work. Okay, let's dive into this and look at the engine behind this phenomenon, the investment multiplier. It's often represented by the letter K. Now, mathematically speaking, it's simply the ratio of a change in total income to the initial change in investment, or K equals delta Y over delta I. Simply put, it measures exactly how much the total national income grows when you inject fresh money into the system.
Now, before we start throwing numbers around, you really need to memorize a golden rule of macroeconomics. Are you ready? One person's expenditure automatically becomes another person's income. I want you to just keep this mantra in your mind for the rest of this explainer. It is literally the absolute core of the multiplier process. Think about it. Every single time you buy a cup of coffee, the barista gets paid. Your spending is their earning. It's that simple. All right, let's kick off our scenario. We'll call this round one, and we're starting with a massive catalyst. Imagine Reliance Industry Limited decides to build a brand new manufacturing plant. To do this, they make a huge upfront investment injection of 100 crore rupees. This massive number right here is our starting point.
So let's watch how this unfolds step by step. In round one, that initial 100 crore investment, our delta I, doesn't just sit locked away in a bank vault somewhere. It is immediately spent on building the plant. And because of our golden rule, that spending instantly becomes fresh income, our delta Y, for the engineers, the builders, the suppliers of steel and cement, and all the wage earners setting up that plant. Boom, just like that, the national income went up by a swift 100 crore rupees.
But what's really interesting is what those engineers and builders actually do with their brand new income. This introduces the real driver of the multiplier, the marginal propensity to consume, or MPC for short. Let's assume the MPC in our economy is 0.8. What does that mean? It means people spend 80% of any new income on consumption, and they save the remaining 20%. That 20% in savings acts as a sort of leakage from our economic pond.
Applying this to our first round, the workers who earned that initial 100 crore in income follow the MPC perfectly. They save 20 crore and they spend the other 80%. That gives us the change in consumption of exactly 80 crore rupees. That is 80 crore of brand new spending entering the local economy on everyday things like groceries, rent, clothes, and entertainment. And here is the absolutely crucial point. The process does not stop there. We now enter what we call the multiplier loop. Step 1, people earn income. Step 2, they save 20%. Step 3, they spend 80%. And step 4, that 80% spending automatically becomes the next person's income, starting the whole loop all over again. Think of it exactly like dropping a heavy stone into a perfectly still pond. That first splash is huge, but the ripples keep moving outward. Because of the savings leakage at each step, sure, the ripples get slightly smaller as they spread, but they absolutely keep moving. So let's track that money into round two. Those groceries and entertainment expenses from round one automatically become fresh income for the consumer goods producers, the grocers, and the shop owners. Our delta Y for round two is now 80. And what do these shop owners do? Well, they follow the exact same MPC. They save 20% and they spend 80% of that 80 crore, which creates 64 crore rupees of brand new consumption. And the wave just accelerates right into round three. That 64 crore spent by the shop owners becomes fresh income for their own suppliers and service providers. Once again, say it with me, spending becomes income. These suppliers take that 64 crore, save 20%, and spend 80%, generating 51.2 crore in brand new consumption. You can literally see the money cascading down through the entire economic.
This chain reaction continuously loops into subsequent rounds. In round 4, that 51.2 crore turns into 40.96 crore of new spending, and it just keeps going. But take a close look at the numbers for a second. They are shrinking. Because 20% leaks into savings during every single exchange, the subsequent waves of income get smaller and smaller, carrying on infinitely until they eventually become entirely negligible. And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate power of macroeconomic propagation. If we sum up all those diminishing waves, we get some massive, specific results. The initial injection we started with was 100 crore rupees, but the final sum? We see a total consumption increase of 400 crore rupees across the economy, leading to a staggering total national income of 500 crore. The initial wealth was multiplied by exactly 5. No magic, just math.
As our source material beautifully states, the total increase in income will be of some finite amount, a definite multiple of initial increase in investment. Because the waves continuously diminish with each round due to that marginal propensity to save, the total increase has a hard mathematical ceiling. In our scenario, with a consumption rate of 80%, that finite multiple, our investment multiplier, K, is 5.
You know, the multiplier isn't just some abstract theory trapped in a textbook. It is happening right around you every single day. Every time a new business opens, a new road is paved, or even when your neighbor decides to renovate their kitchen, a new stone is dropped into the pond. So I want to leave you with this thought to mull over. How is the investment multiplier rippling through your own local economy today? Where was the initial injection, and whose income are you creating with your spending? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep your eyes open for those ripples and keep learning.